gentlemen, my name is Bill Day. I have the honor of being your Master of Ceremonies this afternoon. And as we do not do this kind of ceremony very often, you'll forgive me if I stumble once in a while. In any case, it's a tremendous pleasure to welcome you all to this very important moment in the history of the village of Hedley. We will commence our program by the singing of O Canada. And under the circumstances, I expect that you will sing lustily in memory of the Hedley boys and what they gave. May I ask that those of you with head coverings please remove them in their honor. O Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all our sons' command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Well done. Hats back on for those of you who wish. Ladies and gentlemen,
rest the colors. Color party, Seaforth Highlanders, at east.
thank you. Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Ready to go. My first pleasant task is to acknowledge people. It's fair to say, Hedley being a small village, that almost everybody in this village has contributed one way or another to this event. So the list would be long if we named every individual. We can't do that, so all of you who volunteered, and you know who you are, please accept the warmest thanks from the board of the museum and the board of the senior center, the two organizations that have sponsored this event. I would like to name the committee members of those who've been directly enmeshed for the past 4 years leading up to this event. These include Jennifer Douglas, Andy English, Margaret Scarr, Peggy Terry, Lynn Wells, Linda Martins, Jean Robinson, Bill Day, and Ruth Wooden. Let's hear a round for these people. It's a great pleasure to recognize the presence and contribution of the Royal Canadian Legions of Princeton and Carameus. Please accept our warm thanks and respect. It's another honor to welcome and greet representatives of the Canadian Seaforth Highlanders, Vancouver's regiment. I am transmitting to you warm greetings and congratulations from Honorary Colonel Rod Hoffmeister. Rod Hoffmeister is the son of Major General Bert Hoffmeister, well known to people of my generations, who led the Seaforth Highlanders during World War II with tremendous honor and respect. It's a pleasure to recognize Sandy Whiteman, major donor and grandson of Captain Alec Jack, and the historian presenter this morning of Vimy 100 years later. Sandy, thank you so much for your research. Another key recognition to Rick Lucas, major donor to the Cenotaph Restoration Fund and grandson of Major Lucas, commanding officer of the Hedley Boys in Company C, 54th Battalion. You will be interested to note that we have refurbished the crest of the Kootenai Overseas Battalion, the 54th from BC, initially known as the Machine Gun Battalion. There we go. It's another pleasure to acknowledge the role, somewhat hidden perhaps, but nevertheless very important, of the boards of the Hedley Museum and the Senior Center, who are joint sponsors of this entire event. Their services, their facilities, their equipment and supplies have driven the entire event. Recognition to the community club, who has provided ongoing support upon request and who have donated the chairs that you're sitting on here today. Let's hear it for the community club. Recognition also to the Grace Church and the Hedley Volunteer Fire Department, who are supplying the sound system and technical support. And lo, the sound system actually works. Warm thanks to Ed Jenkins, who we keep imposing on every time we have an event here, who is supplying the power from his house right there. Thank you, Ed. And the unsung hero of the museum, Terry Sawyak, who is the person that we always turn to whenever a piece of construction or painting is required. Terry built the shelter to allow the work to go on here, and he's also taken care of refurbishing the floor here so it's also pretty and new. Thank you, Terry. And lastly, and very importantly, it's important to recognize Andrew Swinley, Master Stonemason of the Newell Memorials in Vancouver, and his wife Deborah, who spent 2 wonderfully happy weeks with us in June. Andrew, where are you?
I don't think he's here.
Not here?
He was supposed to be there.
Too bad. Well, when he does turn up, if you'd let me know, I'm really anxious to introduce him. Andrew has become something of a local hero for us. He did all of the patchwork repairs on the stone there, and as you can see, it looks wonderfully brand new, including the very complicated matter of installing lead lettering, which is virtually a lost art now. So after the ceremony, feel free to go up and look very closely at the work that he did. And please don't use lipstick to mark it up. It's hard scrubbing. It's now my pleasure to introduce in order 3 feature speakers for today's activities. We are asking the speakers to speak in order: community, provincial, and federal. And therefore, it is an honor to welcome, speaking for all of us in the region living here, Chief Rick Holmes of the Upper Similkameen Indian Band. Rick?
Thank you very much. I'd like to first introduce myself in case there's some people here that do not know me. My name is Rick Holmes. I'm the chief of the Upper Similkameen Indian Band. First of all, I'm not going to waste my time here by going into great depth of thank yous to all of the people that put this thing together today. It took many hours, a lot of research, and I think it's been very well done. So to everybody, thank you very much. Also, being a native, I'm here to also represent the native portion of the Hedley boys that went to war and lost their lives over there. Mr. Jack Lorenzetto was one of them. He came from this area back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. They homesteaded originally down there at the Lawrence Ranch, and I understand that maybe his dad was the founder of the grist mill down Carameas. So there's a couple of important things with the natives and the Hedley boys. There's great sacrifice by Hedley, the men from Hedley, the boys from Hedley that went overseas and fought and lost their lives. Not only Hedley, but Canada as a whole. There's a great representation. It was actually, to me, was staggering, the numbers that I saw this morning. If you weren't able to attend down there this morning, it is a very good presentation. And the numbers that I saw were staggering. I was set back by that. There's a couple of reasons. You look up on the hillside there, you see the Mascot mine up there. That operated for about 13 years. There's a couple of reasons why it would not have operated. One of them was when it got too cold and pipes would freeze up. The other was when the war was on, that actually stopped. They stopped mining so the boys could join the war. A lot of them did. So Hedley is actually known for various different reasons. And this one is one of the greatest ones. The people that represented us in the different wars. I know I've been only given 3 minutes. I'm probably over that, so thank you very much and have a good day.
Rick, you're a good politician. Your timing was perfect. Linda Larson, where are you?
Right here, sir.
Linda, welcome. Good to see you. Linda Larson is the member of the Legislative Assembly for British Columbia from Boundary, Similkameen. Linda, give us a few words. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, too. I've had the privilege of being the representative for the last almost 5 years now, so have been a little bit involved with Jennifer and Andy from the beginning when they started writing, and I'm so pleased that we have this today because I've been looking forward to this publication. So thank you to both of them. I'm very pleased to be here for this rededication of your cenotaph and remembrance of the 17 Hedley residents who served Canada. In a time when democracy and our basic values seem to be constantly under pressure, these ceremonies ground us and remind us of the sacrifices made by so many so that we can be here today. And for that, I thank all of you.
I think we've got a competition going here. Linda, thank you so much. Parliament for Central Okanagan, Similkameen, Nicola. A very hardworking, very active Dan Albus, who seems to be everywhere all the time.
First of all, I'd like to thank both boards for all the energy that it's taken to organize for today. The museum, the senior center do a lot for this community. It's wonderful to see so many community members here today. I'd also like just to extend a thank you to those that are serving for being here today, as well as those that have served from all around the various areas, as well as those that are helping to keep our homes safe as well. It is a really great pleasure to be with you today. And oftentimes when politicians come up, we talk about words like commitments. We talk about hard work. We talk about sacrifice. But we always have